Alright guys, today here we are on Fabio's back and I'm gonna fix some very basic problems that people encounter when they're in their position. So when you have the seat belt, of course you're hiding your choking hand, and the arm and head organization is very important for control. So my choking arm, his head and my head, and that's a good control from there. When I go for the choke, I'm gonna open up. I use my underhook here to open up his lapel and a little twist. I find this twist very important so I can have a strong grip. Okay, so as you grab here and your grip's all a bit messy. Okay, however you get there, then you're gonna lose the choke because you don't have a good grip. So we turn, 4 fingers out and the thumb goes in so I can have a very strong closed fist on his lapel. Okay, so that is already a good start for a choke. The other one can find the material anywhere. It doesn't have to be close to the neck. A lot of people waste time looking for the lapel at the top. It can be anywhere. The only job is to tighten up the lapel and pushing down. Okay, so now I have that control, my head still in. Okay, now I'm gonna fold towards my choking arm because that's more traditional choke from here. When I get here, now common mistake again is to get the head out. So make your wrist very weak and open space for Fabio to take his head out. Okay, then he's probably gonna be out. So I want you here, what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna come up on my elbow, rolling him up. Okay, so as I stay here, my head doesn't move. I come up and my head stays here. That's the trick. Then, as I push the lapel down with my underhook, I just hop on my elbow backwards as I use my wrist to choke. So hopefully 1-2 hops, it's already choking the person. So I go 1, 2, and usually a very strong choke from me. So the tail of the hop here is my head stays in, I roll up, and now as soon as I hop backwards and I use my wrist on his neck, I go hop, hop, and it's usually a quick tap. Now when I'm fighting from here, Fabio start using this arm a bit too high here to defend. We're gonna pull this elbow out, open up, make him weak on his shoulder, and then chop the back of my hand behind his head. Now I can get my head a little bit away from him to be able to create that pressure. Okay, so as I pull out and I chop behind his head, it goes against my biceps. Now I have to extend, push his head forward with my hand behind his head and choke with my hand that's holding his lapel. Strong position as well. So important detail, guys, is always the blade of the wrist going to the neck. Okay, so a very strong wrist is important to start with. Now he comes defending, I go inside and I open up his elbow first to get him weak. If you try to come straight from here to the back of the head, it never works. Okay, so I come up, open up, and then circle around, and that gets it. So now, this variation, you go to the bow and arrow. Once you fall into this side here, you shouldn't really lose the position anymore. Okay, you have it, you should be able to finish. Fabio starts to get rid of that hook, there shouldn't be a problem. I keep my chest on his back, that's very important. Okay, now I start coming up and rolling his chest down to the floor, and I keep my hook on this half guard for now. Okay, I can step over already, but sometimes you just stay here because you're just concerned about rolling up. You come with your knee up by his head so you can sit down very close to him. On this variation, I can change to the pants now, get my leg around, and now when I sit back, his head stays by my hip. My leg pops out from the bottom, I catch his arm, and then I can just use my hip forward as I do my wrist choking and pulling the leg. Very strong finish.